What does Spot Bitcoin ETF mean? How does it work? Let's dive deeper to understand the essence of this increasingly popular investment instrument. In the next 30 seconds, we will explore the benefits, workings, and its impact on the crypto market. Get ready for information that will provide profound insights into Spot Bitcoin ETF. Hello J-Coiners! Welcome back to the J-Coin channel.
What is Spot Bitcoin ETF?
With the development of the cryptocurrency world, Spot Bitcoin ETF has come into the spotlight. But what does Spot Bitcoin ETF actually mean? Spot Bitcoin ETF is an investment tool that allows you to track the movement of Bitcoin prices without managing wallets and private keys. Unlike futures ETF, Spot Bitcoin ETF directly invests in Bitcoin as the underlying asset. The fundamental difference between Spot Bitcoin ETF and futures ETF lies in their approach to investment. While futures ETF use derivative contracts, Spot Bitcoin ETF directly holds Bitcoin, providing greater transparency benefits. For ordinary investors, Spot Bitcoin ETF opens the door to digital currency investment without technical complexities. No more managing crypto wallets or dealing with derivative contracts.
How Spot Bitcoin ETF works.
Spot Bitcoin ETF simplifies the investment process with transparent steps. Firstly, the ETF securely stores Bitcoin in a digital vault supervised by a registered custodian, as follows. 1. Custodian's role and Bitcoin storage. Custodians play a crucial role in maintaining asset security. They ensure that Bitcoin is stored securely, often using security layers like cold or offline storage, reducing the risk of hacking. 2. ETF share creation and redemption process. When investors want to participate, the ETF buys Bitcoin from other holders or through official exchanges. The purchased Bitcoin is stored in the ETF digital wallet. ETF shares are issued based on the amount of Bitcoin held by the ETF. The ETF share price reflects the prevailing Bitcoin market price. The redemption process occurs when investors want to exchange ETF shares for actual Bitcoin. This is where authorized participants or AP play a role, creating or redeeming ETF shares based on market demand.
Advantages and disadvantages of Spot Bitcoin ETF.
Spot Bitcoin ETF advantages. 1. Convenience. Spot Bitcoin ETF provides convenience to investors with easier access to the crypto market. No need to manage crypto wallets or deal with online crypto exchanges. 2. Liquidity. Liquidity is a significant advantage. Spot Bitcoin ETF facilitates buying and selling Bitcoin through recognized broker accounts, creating an experience similar to traditional stock trading. 3. Regulatory oversight. Compared to buying Bitcoin directly, Spot Bitcoin ETF is subject to rules ensuring transparency and protecting investor interests. Spot Bitcoin ETF disadvantages. 1. Volatility. Despite the ETF structure helping manage risk, Bitcoin market volatility remains a significant risk to consider. 2. Regulatory uncertainty. Uncertainty in cryptocurrency regulation can impact the performance of Spot Bitcoin ETF. Concerns about investor protection and market manipulation can influence future regulatory decisions. 3. Security risks. Despite protection efforts like cold storage, security risks persist. Cyber theft can harm Spot Bitcoin ETF and investor trust.
Comparison with Derivative-Based ETF.
Now, let's compare Spot Bitcoin ETF with Derivative-Based ETFs to understand the essential differences in structure and exposure. 1. Structural differences. Spot Bitcoin ETF directly holds Bitcoin, while derivative-based ETFs use financial instruments like futures contracts to reflect Bitcoin prices. This creates a fundamental difference in how they gain exposure to crypto assets. 2. Exposure differences. Spot Bitcoin ETF has direct ownership of Bitcoin. Each ETF part corresponds to a specific amount of Bitcoin it owns. Meanwhile, derivative-based ETFs derive value from futures contracts influenced by various market factors beyond Bitcoin's spot price. 3. More intuitive direct ownership. The reason direct ownership in Spot Bitcoin ETF can be more intuitive is that investors can clearly see how much Bitcoin the ETF owns. This makes it more transparent and easily understandable, especially for those new to the cryptocurrency world.
Future of Spot Bitcoin ETF.
Let's look at the latest updates on the future of Spot Bitcoin ETF, especially in October 2023. 1. Approval in October 2023. Currently, regulators have not approved Spot Bitcoin ETF. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, is still weighing concerns about market manipulation, fraud, custody, and investor protection. 2. Expectations for approval in 2024. Although there is no approval in October 2023, there is an expectation that the SEC will reconsider applications from various parties, including Grayscale and other major players. Positive indications from recent prospectus updates give hope that approval could happen in 2024. 3. Prospectus modifications and positive indications. Several major industry players, such as ARK Invest and 21 Shares, have filed modifications to their prospectuses. This can be seen as a positive sign, indicating that the SEC and fund sponsors are actively discussing. These modifications could be a good sign for future approval.
Impact of Spot Bitcoin ETF on Bitcoin market liquidity.
Now, let's discuss how the presence of Spot Bitcoin ETF can significantly impact Bitcoin market liquidity. 1. Mechanism of liquidity impact. Spot Bitcoin ETF has the potential to enhance market liquidity by providing more access for buyers and sellers. With more participants in the market, prices can become more stable, and volatility can be more controlled. 2. Potential benefits of increased adoption. Through Spot Bitcoin ETF, mainstream investors can easily gain exposure to Bitcoin without getting involved in the complexities of managing crypto assets. This increased adoption can boost demand and simultaneously have a positive impact on Bitcoin prices. 3. Market validation. Approval and launch of Spot Bitcoin ETF can provide significant validation for Bitcoin in the mainstream financial system. Recognized as a legitimate investment instrument, Bitcoin can gain more trust from traditional investors. Conclusion. Spot Bitcoin ETF is an investment instrument providing easy access to the Bitcoin market without the complexities of managing crypto assets. In its structure, Spot Bitcoin ETF has fundamental differences from derivative-based ETFs, with direct ownership of Bitcoin. Bitcoin market liquidity can increase through the presence of Spot Bitcoin ETF, influencing prices and providing potential benefits like increased adoption and market validation. After we conclude, I'd like to ask you, what is your opinion on the role of Spot Bitcoin ETF in improving market liquidity and Bitcoin adoption? Do you see the presence of Spot Bitcoin ETF as a positive step in integrating cryptocurrency into the mainstream financial system? Let's open up the discussion. Please share your views and questions in the comments below. Thank you for joining us in today's discussion about Spot Bitcoin ETF. Like, subscribe, share, and see you in the next video. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.